Welcome to the channel, guys. Today I'm going to go in great detail and talk about how you can actually create a limited liability company in Georgia. But before we get started, the major thing that you need to understand is what is the structure for a limited liability company and why you should go for a limited liability company. There's a lot of confusion when it comes to creating a company, the organizational structure and how the actual registration and documentation that'll be required to establish this sort of a business structure is required. And that is the reason why we're creating these videos, to give you a chance to understand the different dynamics that you might face, the different issues that might come up, and how you can actually mitigate those circumstances in order to create a structure which is crack-free, which will not cause you problems in the future. The first thing we're going to look at is the business structure of a limited liability company. And if you're creating a limited liability company in Georgia, you need to understand what is the state statute for it. Now, each state may use different regulation, and you should really check up on which state you're going to be interested in starting a limited liability company. The owners of an LLC are actually called members in a limited liability company, and most states do not restrict ownership. So members may include individuals, corporations, or other LLCs and foreign entities. There is no maximum number of members, and most states also permit a single member LLC, those having only one owner, which are usually called single member companies. A few other types actually exist, but they're generally not LLCs, such as banks and insurances and company. So you can check your state's requirement, but this really depends on where you're doing it. We're doing it for Georgia. I'm going to give you a complete breakdown of how to file, create a structure in Georgia, and what are the issues that you may face. Now, depending on the elections made by the LLC members, the RIS will treat an LLC as either a corporation, a partnership, or as part of the LLC owner's tax returns, a disregarded entity. Specifically, a domestic LLC with at least 2 members is classified as a partnership for federal income tax purposes, unless it files Form 8832, affirmatively elects to be treated as a corporation. But this really comes down to the classification. If you want to understand the classification and the structure within your state, you can head over to a website called incfile.com. Now, incfile.com is very interesting because you can easily set up and manage your business, and over 800,000 businesses have launched with Incfile since 2004. And it's very simple because they give you a ready to start new company with the right structure for your company and the help in managing state compliances, as well as registered agent services in the US. And there's a lot of individuals that actually use this particular website in order to create their business structures. And one of the major things that I personally like about this website is because in 4 easy steps, you can actually create a system, create a business, and over 800,000 entrepreneurs have got started using Incfile and can join their community of founders who have formed and grew their businesses and learn the lessons and hear the top tips to be inspired. Now, one of the major things that you need to understand how to develop it and do it, it's very simple, guys. And if you follow everything I'm giving you guys step by step, you will be able to get the right information in order to actually set up a business. So the first thing you do is start my business. When you click on it, you'll select Georgia. And once you select Georgia, you can learn to form an LLC in Georgia yourself, or let the Incfile do the work for you with $0 plus state fee. And obviously, if you read the DIY guidelines by clicking this link over here, you can check with information in regards to registered agents, the naming rules, the business licenses, and so much more. So why start a Georgia LLC? Because it is one of the most attractive states in which to start a business. 18 of the Fortune 500 companies have their headquarters actually located in Georgia. And one of the major reasons I personally feel Georgia is a very good state to start your business, because it gives several favorable business conditions, such as low taxes, high state credit ratings, and numerous tax and business incentives. And most people who want to start a business by creating a Georgia limited liability company is the easiest and fastest way, an ideal business entity for startups, small and medium businesses, because it offers a lot of advantages and protection than the larger corporations benefit. And obviously, the simpler rules and regulation makes it absolutely brilliant for smaller organizations to start a Georgia corporation. Now, the benefits for starting a Georgia LLC gives you, it separates and limits your personal liability from your business liabilities and debts. And this is one of the major things that a lot of people get confused from. For example, if you have an organization that it doesn't have limited liability, that literally means that you will be actually held accountable if there is any issues that come in place. If someone actually goes and sues you and you have limited liability, that means the identity of your organization, your business, your actual entrepreneurial startup is separate from your identity, and they will not be suing you in reality. They'll be suing the institution, the organization, and the business. So your personal income will be kept separate, and you get exempt exempted from the Georgia corporate income tax as well, and you can have a simple filing, management compliances, regulations, and the low filing fees is just $100 with easy tax filing that are available. And the major thing that I feel with InkFile, it gives you a complete checklist that is available for you where you can do and have a complete guidance of what wants to be done. And 6 easy steps you can actually set it up for yourself. The first thing you got to do in the first step is actually select a unique business names and perform a state business search to ensure that there's no other organization, business in the area that has the same name of yourself. And you can provide an official address for your LLC, which is crucial because a lot of time people think that you don't need an address and you can start from the comfort of your homes, but that is not a reality because you will be living in a residential area and you need to have a commercial address to ensure that the limited liability company is actually registered in the proper way and your identity is kept separate from the business's identity. Then you're going to assign a registered agent, which is also very important, guys, because a lot of times there are small cracks that are available within the actual system which get exploited at a later time. So if you actually plug all these cracks from the very beginning, you will ensure that you're not going to face any problem or run into any trouble whatsoever in the future. Then you have to file your article of organization with the Georgia Secretary of State, which is very simple things because it has your name, your address, your mission, your vision, what you intend to do, what kind of business you have, what will you achieve, what if it's service oriented or is it a product oriented, and having all these elements together, you'll be able to easily create an article of organization. But there is a particular language and methodology that needs to be followed in order to create an article or organization, and that is where the agent comes in. A lot of time people think they'll be able to do it yourself. If you have a good grasp and knowledge of exactly what business terminologies are and how you need to do it, you can go ahead and do it yourself. But my recommendation obviously is going to be go through an attorney or a business advisor because they know and they've done this over and over again for a number of organizations and they understand where the cracks are and what they need to do to ensure it and protect you in the future. Then you get an employer identification number, which is called the EIN from the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service. This is crucial. You need to have an employer identification number to ensure that you can start employing individuals. They have to do their tax returns. You have to make sure that you are actually giving proper tax returns to make sure that you do not get caught by the IRS. And this is where you get to step 6, where you can create an operating agreement. Now, the first thing over here is getting a unique business name and for performing a state business search. Now, the business name needs to be unique, needs to be something that has not been used by someone else, and you have to provide an official address to make sure that they can give you documentation and send those documentation to a registered PO box. Once that is done, you have to assign a registered agent. After that is done, you have to file your article of organization. Now, obviously, a typical, like I said before, is going to have your business name, your address, your detail of registered agent, your purpose of business, the duration, the provisions of regulations of the internal affairs of the company, the name and addresses of the managers or members of the LLC at the time of filing, and the name of the organizer. You can download the article of association by clicking over here, and you can download the transmittal information as well. Both of your Georgia article of organization and transmittal information form can be filed online via the state portal, and you can mail them to the corporation division, or InkFile can do it on your behalf completely free. And that is one of the reasons why a lot of organizations are using InkFile right now. It gives you a complete control over all the process. You can track and find out exactly where your application is to ensure nothing is lost, and having and doing it online ensures that you have a complete overview of where you're headed. The state charges $100 filing fee for the forming of an LLC in Georgia, and the mailing address is available over here that's given to ensure that you don't send it anywhere else but them. Now, there are different fee and requirements to form a Georgia LLC. The state fee is for $100. The state filing time is going to be 4 weeks, and the expected filing time is 4 business days. And the annual report is going to be annually, and the due date for the report is going to be the 1st of April, and the filing fee is going to be for $50. So you got to keep in mind all of these elements to make sure that you do not miss any of them, which comes to the EIN number. Now, guys, this is crucial. You need to obtain it directly from the IRS, or you can get one as part of the Georgia LLC formation. Now you get to create an operating agreement, a sort of instructional manual, you could say, that explains how you'll run your business. An LLC operating agreement outlines how the business is going to be divided among the members and how decisions are going to be made and what will happen should a member leave the company. Guys, these are some some crucial elements that you need to keep in mind, because a lot of time people are working or have businesses as entrepreneurs, as sole traders, where you do not have limited liability. You are liable for your business and your personal account are not separated from your business account. But once you form an LLC, you have a complete separate identity for your organization, and that is a massive competitive advantage that you have over smaller businesses. So that is a simple and straightforward methodology that is in place that is different from other Georgia LLCs, such as Series LLC, just as Professional LLC, just as Foreign LLC. And now, guys, if you want to find resources that are helpful from the state of Georgia, you can go to the Secretary of State, the Department of Labor, and the Department of Revenue. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, you can always drop me a message in the comment section below. I will be more than happy to guide you, support you, assist you in this manner. And if you have not subscribed to my channel, guys, do subscribe to the channel and do not forget to press the bell icon. Share this video with your friends and with your family so more people can find out about how easy it is to actually get a limited liability company in Georgia. Stay tuned for my next video. Until then, take care.